Could you tell us about the task?
About today? Yeah, sure. It's going to be blue. We have a nice 250 kilometer race, east, west, south, north and back. Yeah? So it's very exciting today because if it's blue, you cannot see the route ahead. So it'll be very interesting to see what the tactics are. And we're looking forward to finding who's going to win this competition tonight.
Okay. Best memory of this week?
Oh, I think the memory this week of just the friendly nature of the competition.
Maybe I think it was the fourth flight when we had very high cloud base and a nice convergence line along the mountains there, a bit to the north. It was a brilliant view on the whole south of France, almost to the Mediterranean as well. So in terms of view, that was probably the best moment so far.
This is the third time I'm here, and it is a beautiful place to sail gliding, and I love all the guys here, Sergey and so on. And now it was really near perfect with the other very good pilots to fly, to see what they do.
Here, the good lift, the nice food, the good people, the sun, it's just so nice to fly here.
I think a very good atmosphere on this competition, a lot of friends here. It's a fantastic.
Very nice people here, very nice club, and the management team is just wonderful. The competition organization team is very good.
Ooh, I think that's very difficult because the whole week, I have really enjoyed this. I think this has been a fabulous week.
The Grand Prix is the best competition what we have. Everybody starts in the same way. Big fun, small, not too many people. It's really, really nice.
Well, I love Grand Prix. I've flown in quite a few. And they're just the best racing format because it's pure.
It's a very nice place, very beautiful flying, nice views, nice mountains, interesting days, every day different. So it's for us, it's very, very exciting.
My pijemy rum, piwo daje pro żaby, piwo je pro baby, my pijemy rum.
The week in one word.
In one word?
Yes.
Fabulous.
Can I go with 2 words and say too short? It was brilliant, yeah.
In one word, wonderful.
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 Fabulous.
The start of today's race was really very clean, with Sebastian leading the way off to the south side of the Cerdanya Valley, followed by his teammate Luca from Poland, Mike Young close behind, and Louis with the only guys setting off in a completely different direction. So on the first leg to the south of the valley, most of the competitors stuck together, taking the climbs that were leading them towards the easternmost part of the valley and the turn point. A good climb just before the turn point brought everybody together, including Max and Louis, who had taken a more northerly route to the turn. Good climb here to 3,000 meters meant that the next leg was going to be a straight glide out along the south side, with again Louis, and this time with Aldo, taking quite a different route to the north. The entire group were obviously sticking together for the glide which takes them down to Pedro for the climb onto the mountains again. We saw Gilles, Louis and Aldo going off in a different direction. Nobody really climbed at La Rabassa. They arrived, they looked around a little bit, but everybody carried on. And we saw Peter Temple pulling away and Sebastian still out in front, and Lucas with him, and also Thilo was hanging in there with them. They moved on to the Carabassa mountain. It didn't really work very well, so they had to continue all the way to La Rabassa and the edge of the Andorra Valley. On the edge of the Andorra Valley, Sebastian and Gintas and Thilo and Lucas arrived first, but they didn't really climb very well. And so they had to move on further and still looking for the climb. And at this point, Sebastian and Thilo decided to really set off. And they started to run the ridges that took them towards the Lorry Mountain. They found a climb, going quite low now, 2,000 meters, but Thilo decided the climb wasn't so good and continued along the low ridge going to the west. All of the group that climbed up climbed high enough to make the col that took them onto the Lorry Mountain, whilst Thilo went off further to the north to try and find another route round. Everybody climbed at the Lorry slowly, and it was obvious conditions were really deteriorating. John pushed off across to the second turning point, and it was really quite difficult. Coming back onto the high ground north of the third turning point at Beaumont, we can see that there was quite a struggle to get altitude, but Gilles managed to find a good climb, and John took the ridge in, and they came out of the turning point first, closely followed by Max. Louis and Mike and Thilo went on a more westerly route and followed the ridge into the turning point. Going north on the northern leg, it was a glide out to climb on the Lorry Mountain, except for John, who chose the Seio Valley. And it was important to climb at the Lorry, and we saw Gilles Navas got a very nice climb. He took 2 climbs on the way to the Lorry, and then he ran on towards the northern turning point. The important part of the flight now was to take the northern turning point at a good altitude. Gilles got a very good climb off the high ground just before the turning point, climbed up to nearly 3,000 meters, and went round the turn, closely followed by John and Mike, who were much lower and flying on the ridge. Very quickly, the rest of the competitors who climbed a Lorry were coming up towards that turning point and looking for the same climb. It was now a run out to Monturil and Larabassa, and the entire group that was behind found a very good climb just before they crossed the Andorra Valley heading to the west. In the meantime, Gilles had climbed really quite high. Mike and John had missed this, and they were much lower. And we saw Sebastian and Thilo and Louis and Max all coming in at the same height. From that point, it was really a final glide, with the exception they didn't take quite enough height to go over the top of the mountain at Carabacca, and they had to go round it. The run-on, Gilles was always well ahead. John was caught quite quickly on this leg, and we saw Thilo and Sebastian playing a little cat and mouse on the final glide. Gilles turned first at Mont Louis and was very quickly on the route home, followed by the group of Sebastian and Louis, Thilo, Max, and John Gatfield. As they turned, it was very close, and it was going to be quite a battle for the for the second to fifth place. We saw the battle really tighten up on the way back, and there were several attempts at passing each other, followed by Thilo just overhauling Louis towards the end, and then Sebastian just squeezing his nose in front of Thilo. And it was very close at the end. But Sebastian got a penalty for using an unofficial frequency with his teammates from Poland, and that put him well down the ranking. Thilo became the champion from his finish. We saw Max finish very nicely, closely followed by Christophe Limper. We had a great race, and we're very grateful to all the people who made this possible. Jaume Prat, our co-commentator, has been a terrific asset in this. We hope you have enjoyed all the coverage during the race.
If you can tell us how the experience, how it was too.
Oh, very nice experience. I've been here 2 or 3 years before, just helping with speaking with Brian, and it's a pleasure to be here, to have this opportunity. Great job, great team. So thank you very much.
Hi there. And you had a great flight. What makes you run first like that?
No, nothing. I just climbed at the right time. I slowed down at the right time. I increased speed at the right time. That's all.
Congratulations. It was a very good race to follow.
Oh, what a race. Oh, it was so difficult. Very exhausted and very happy.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to get on with the closing ceremony for the 9th World Sailplane Grand Prix final. I have to say a few words. I just have to say a few words, so please bear with me. I said to Sergi, no politicians, please, because I want to say something, and nobody wants to wait more than a few minutes. No? But it's really important for me, this event and this ceremony. In 1988, a long time ago, I came here to La Cerdanya on holiday with my wife. We were driving through the Pyrenees looking for a new place to go gliding. We talked to Alain Blanchard from Saint-Giron, and he said, go gliding in the Pyrenees. There's no other gliders there. It's fantastic. We came to La Cerdanya, and it was deserted. The runway was covered in gravel and grass. Everything, this was derelict building. There was a hangar burnt down. There was only that one old red hangar. And it was just a deserted, derelict airfield. And we met Kim Vignette, and he took us for a flight in his Cessna, which frightened me a great deal. And when we landed, we said, actually, this is really, really nice place. So we started flying here in 1988. And European Soaring Club came here every year for many years. And we introduced a lot of people to the region. And we brought with us the enthusiasm of gliding to this area. And at the same time, we had a lot of local people started to take more interest, local glider pilots and other people. What is really, really satisfying for me is that after 30 years, we're running the International World Sailplane Grand Prix final here in Cerdanya. And it's a wonderful progress, it's a wonderful region, and I'm so pleased that it all worked out, and I'm so pleased that we have this great facility here. It now goes to me to thank some of the people here. We have a great FAI team. I can't mention all the names, but you know who they are. The guys who do the commentary, the guys who make the videos, the guys who do all the Facebook, the guys who take the pictures, write the articles. They don't just do it here this week, but they're doing it all the time. They're making the website work, and you know, nobody gets paid. Every one of these guys is doing it in his spare time. And you should be very proud of them, because you are enjoying this event on the back of their work and their effort and their enthusiasm. And we all owe them a great debt of thanks. Thank you very much, my team. I daren't mention all the names because I'm bound to forget one. Secondly, we have Sergi's team, the guys from Cerdanya. You've done a fantastic job, Sergi. You led your team, you've done a great job, and we're very proud of you. We're very proud of Cerdanya, and I hope it goes on to become stronger and stronger, the club here. Thank you very much. And lastly, I'd like to thank the pilots. I can't tell you how happy I am that every one of you is here tonight. After the terrible experience that we had in Chile, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful that we've had a completely accident-free competition, a happy competition, with nearly no exception. We've had no difficulty, no bad feeling, and you're a great bunch to work with. And it makes my job more satisfying if the pilots who come here really appreciate what goes into it. It's a French night because in third place, also from France, Louis Boudelec, Fox Quebec. So, Louis, you're third. So, Louis, you need to put you... Louis, we need you on the bottom of the podium there. I didn't mean the bottom of the podium, I meant third place. And in second place from Poland, in JS3, Sebastian Kawa. Where's Rene? Do you have the medals? And the winner the World Sailplane Grand Prix champion for the 10 series. It gives me great pleasure to announce from Germany, Thilo Hollinghaus. Go and jump it in one, Thilo.
The first one.
Sergi, we are short of some bottles here. So, the only thing that remains now is to give these guys something to have a shower with. And we would like to play the German anthem in celebration of the winner, Thilo Hollinghaus.